Alright guys, so inside here is a laptop that I bought for just 300 euros used. I will put the pictures of the ad, and the guy said that it was turning off randomly while he was using it, but it was only turning off during non-gaming applications. During gaming it was actually working fine, so that means it's fixable. We will show you why. They also gave us a base and this this laptop cover that you see here, and the charger, which is dirt. It's full of how do you call it, things you use. It's full of paint. Okay, it's full of paint. The laptop is an Acer Predator Helios 300. Now the specs on this thing are RTX 3070 laptop, of course, i7 10750H, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 GB of SSD. Okay, and it's dirty AF. We will get a look at it closely, but like even on the back it looks very bad. We will see if I got scammed or if it was an actual good purchase. Okay, now what we're gonna do about it is, first of all, clean everything off. First step with laptops is make sure that there's no dust in the fan blades, that they're not overheating. After we've done with that, we will work on it software wise, reinstall Windows. And now I studied the case a little bit, and I think it's a battery related problem, and I think by touching the settings for the battery switch that enable the GPU, dedicated one and not the integrated one, we can fix it. So that, coupled with a nice repaste and repad of the laptop, should hopefully get it as good as new, but we will have to see. So I say first of all we just clean it off. So today I have my assistant helping me with it, and first of all with an air blower we're gonna clean it. Let's get started. Okay, so we gave it a first cleanup, and the CPU is going all the way to over 90 degrees, just running Heaven benchmark, and the graphic card, the RTX 3070, is going to 80 degrees on the core and 86.5 on the hotspot, so it's like really running too hot. The battery has a wear of 26%, that's not too bad actually, and we discovered that the SSD was actually a 1 terabyte one, so that's also nice. Overall, I say it's definitely time to open it up, repaste it and fix these things, because it's not running properly. So we are now dismounting it. It's really just a matter of taking out all the screws and then going under here with some plastic bits, not metal, in order not to damage it. Then we can get it open and replace the paste. Now with all the screws out, it's really just a matter of getting it open, and I will use this thing, which is basically a phone opening kit which I got to fix the iPhone of a friend of mine. So let's get going. So taking the lid off was much more difficult than we expected, but we managed to. So now let's take a look at what is inside. There we go. So it has a single NvMe SSD from Western Digital, an SN730, that's a very good hard drive, 16 gigs of RAM in dual channel. You can get this one up to 32 gigabytes. Our battery, which looks in perfect condition, so that's nice. And some extremely dirty fans that need to be cleaned, and some paste that needs to be replaced. So I say first step, we disconnect the battery and then take out the fans, clean them up, repaste it, and clean that one with the data back as well. So first step to be safe when working on a laptop with this kind of design is to take out, well, disconnect the battery. So in this case, our battery cable starts from here, goes all the way around, and it goes in there. So it has two little clips. You have to put your nails on it and just gently take it out and place it in a safe place, like on top of it, so you cannot go inside. Now you can safely remove the heat sinks. Okay, so as you can see, we are taking out the actual duct tape on the fans that helps to direct the airflow. Now that is a very delicate operation, because this display screen is the most delicate thing on laptops and the most common point of failure for screens. very often if you find a laptop with a broken screen, it was just a broken screen cable, which you can recognize because it has this kind of connector. So we are very delicately taking it out, and we have to do it on both sides. Over there we will have to be very attentive with the Wi-Fi card, because those cables are very difficult to take out as well. And then we can finally take everything out and repaste it. That's a very good job. So guys, we got the fan out finally, and it's dirty, really dirty. We need to clean it. We will clean it properly. But we are going on nice, that's good. Other than using Databack to, of course, blow off the dust, using a brush to actually get it off really helps. So if you're flipping PCs, get yourself one of these. They're very helpful. So this is how you clean a fan. Now with both fans taken out, I say we look at how the paste looks, but first we have to move the cables out of the way. Now we can actually take the heatsinks off. Oh boy, if that's dry. If I've seen a dry thermal paste, that's it. Yeah. So it's now time to take out the paste from both the GPU, which is the one we're cleaning up now, and then the CPU, which is right there. It's very dry, and we have to take it out from here as well. So we'll do just that quickly, then come back to you. Okay, so what we did here is we replaced the thermal pads that were in very bad shape. Now it looks bad, but it will spread itself out once it gets applied. These were still good. These are not pads that you can spread, so you know, we are not gonna replace these. So it's now time for the paste applications. Now those are dyes, so we have to cover them up properly. So here we are with the paste application. We're using some Cooler Master Master Gel Pro, and again we have to cover all of it. So let's see what job she will do. As you can see, we are spreading it out. We have to cover the whole die necessarily. So with everything covered up, it's really just a matter of mounting everything back together and test it out. I say we get started. With everything clean and closed up, it's just a matter of putting the cover on. Right there. Satisfying. And here we are with the laptop fully refurbished and finished. It is looking very nice, I have to say. And we also managed to refurb the cooling pad and the little transportation bag they gave us. And it turns out the bag is actually a very good bag, so that's nice. Overall, I think it was definitely a good buy, and we fixed every single one of the problems that the laptop had. Starting from the overheating, right now the temperature stabilizes at a nice 80 degrees on the GPU under full load after 20 minutes. Regarding the CPU, that one goes around 90 degrees, a bit over that. So at first I was a bit concerned and I looked online, but it turns out this is the thermal design that Acer did for this laptop, and the CPU is completely safe at that speed. Again, the paste is new, the thermal pads are new, so it only means that it is designed to work like that. And I double checked it by running CPU-Z and testing out the performance, and it turns out the CPU is boosting as high as 4.8 GHz, which is extremely high for the laptop, and it's turboing at 75 watts compared to the 45 watts that it should be. And even under sustained load, so by stressing it, it does not drop, which means that it's not thermal throttling and it's thermal boosting like the new Ryzen 7000 are, that go all the way to 90 to sustain the maximum possible frequency. So that's very nice to know. And the issue with the laptop turning off randomly, I think it could have been due to the bad paste, bad pads, because the pads on the VRMs and the voltage regulators in general, they were extremely dry, so dry when we touched them they completely dissolved in our hands pretty much. So I think that could have been the issue, which could have been mitigated under gaming load, since there was more airflow on it and stuff. So it was either that or a Windows install. I also installed all the Acer software, ran all the check. It says the memory is good, the battery is good. So overall, I'm really happy with the laptop. We then tested some games. We played Apex Legends, and again, this thing has a 144 Hz 1080p monitor, so there's no point in testing higher than that, but it was able to sustain the 144 FPS at all times in Apex, which we tested off camera. That was no problem at all for this laptop. and it can also play some AAA games like Cyberpunk and other heavy games at a nice 60 FPS without any issues at all. So I'm very happy with it. Now, what will I do with this laptop? I will probably resell it for a bit of a profit. Now we paid 300 bucks for it. If we want to count the paste and pads, let's count another 20 bucks in it. So 320 bucks total. We did spend a couple good 2 afternoons in it, honestly, to be able to make it run properly. But without factoring in the time, I think it's safe to assume that we can sell it to around 900 bucks or 850 bucks if we want to be more conservative. I've seen these laptops go for as high as 1000 to 1100 bucks used, so I think that's a good target. And so to conclude, should you buy a used laptop that has issues on eBay and Facebook Marketplace? Well, I'd say definitely yes, but you have to be prepared for the risks, because not all the time you can get it fixed, and you also have to be prepared to get your hands dirty, because there was quite a bit of work to do on it. But I hope this video was helpful, and if you've done anything similar in the past, please let me know down below. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.